People always want to come see the garage, and I thought it was an interesting time to do something different. And I love cars, and I think cars are the art, and I think that the clothes are fashion, and I think mixing the cars and the art of the cars and the fashion of the clothes is exciting. And they're not meant to be matched together. They're meant to be an extension of something you live with all your life. You grew up with cars. You knew your father's car. You knew your uncle's car. You have a car. And the cars are art, but they're also stylish. They also move. They're also an exciting part of our culture. Well, I couldn't afford a car for a long time, and that passion came when I couldn't afford the cars, and I wanted one. I'm not a collector, but I love the cars, and I bought cars because I wanted to drive them. And then I'd see another car and I wanted to drive that, and I didn't know what to do with the car I bought in the first place, so I kept them all, and all of a sudden I have a collection.
Do you have a favorite?
They're like children. They all have something else to say. I think they'll come in and say, why is he taking all these cars and mixing it with clothes? I think it's exciting for me to show some of the things because I love them, and I've been inspired by cars in many different ways, and fashion for me is part of living and part of your impression of who you are and what you want to say about yourself. I think cars have a strong part of our culture. I wanted to show, really, I think, I started in the men's business, and when I went into the women's business, I thought it was a much more difficult world to design into because of all the intricacies of women's wear. So it was always an accomplishment for me to do women's clothes. I think they're both nice, but I think a tuxedo, whenever one of the girls wears a tuxedo, she gets a big applause. It's always really more, in a way, more unique and more sexy. I love cars. I think cars are the art. I think that the clothes are fashion. And I think mixing the cars and mixing fashion is exciting. The cars are an exciting part of our culture.
It was incredible to be here and be surrounded by these cars. It really added a lot of excitement to the show.
I've never experienced anything like this before. It was so beautiful and stunning. The juxtaposition of the cars and the classic element with this fashion edge. All the clothes were so structured and beautiful and perfectly tailored, like an antique car.
Ralph Lauren always designs from the life he lives, and so it was very natural for him to take this collection and find the connection between the automobile and his love of fashion.
People always want to come see the garage, and I thought it was an interesting time to do something different.
If I had the pleasure of going for a test drive with any of these vehicles, it would be the classic Liftback.
I love the convertibles. I loved the racing stripes, so beautiful. I loved the shiny fabric. There's a black dress that was so gorgeous. I loved the jackets, especially the menswear jackets.
Incredible vehicles, and the music, the ambiance, everything was just magic.
I bought cars because I wanted to drive them, and all of a sudden I have a collection.